Welcome, welcome. I am Insurgent Rat, and this is Aurora 4X. We're playing as the Space Rats, and we left off last time having just discovered transnewtonian technology. We're going to get some geological survey sensors, and we're going to try scouting the Sol system. Alright, I think everything is queued up, and hang on. My population thing. I think everything's queued up. Yeah, the research project is queued up. We made an engine, I think. Racial tags. Where the hell are they? Not there. This one. Engines. Oh, we haven't researched it yet. That's okay. Oops, wrong one. Did we make an engine? We did. Here we go. It's the Slater Fox Research Inc. We don't have a research lab for that. We could queue it up. It's gonna be pretty quick. I think what a research lab produces 200 research points per year. So there are 12 months in a year. 10 is. Oh god, I need to practice my arithmetic. One research lab would take a quarter of a year, so like 3 we'll do it in a month. Seems reasonable. Why don't we do that? We will queue this up. We will queue up a power and propulsion rat, Elizabeth Bray, doing our science proud, and that will leave 3 labs, which we will probably. It is tempting to try to reach for the next engine. So the way engine tech works, you get reactors and then there's an engine, as well as these things which just let you sort of customize your engines a little bit more. It is tempting to reach for that, but I think what we'd benefit from more might be increasing. I mean, this is tempting too. That would be a 20% boost in research. Oh, sorry. Yeah, a 20% boost in research, which would be tempting, but that's pretty expensive. It is tempting to get a higher construction rate so we finish things a little faster. So why don't we queue that up with Sam? Yeah, so once we finish this, we've got another thing queued up, and we'll make our ship then. So that's all good. Let's keep going. All right, we got our new commander assignments happening, and there we go. We finished research. If you do start this and you don't have a nicely color-coded log, firstly you can, whoops. Huh, I didn't know that happened. You can click on things and wow, that's a lot better than I thought it was. You can either click on a thing here and, set the background color or the text color. Whoops. But there's also this up here, set to default, click that. Everything's nicely color-coded. Otherwise, it just all starts out white and black, and it's impossible to tell what's going on. So we completed the engine right in the same month. So we wasted a bit of research, that's okay. And now we're researching the construction. So why don't we just allocate... Sure. I thought we only allocated 7. Maybe we did 10. That's alright. 10 labs there, working on that, and that will be finished next year. We have the engine, and we have the survey sensor, so let's design our whisker. Alright. We don't really want to give it armor. We will want to change the deployment time. So the crew of a ship, they, need fresh books to read and food and all that kind of thing. And if we increase the deployment time, like if we just made it say 200, you can see that the ship got a little bit larger. So here it's 310 tons. If we change this to 2, it gets a bit lighter. If we look at the design view, it will add a bunch of, well, that added more armor, I guess, because it got bigger. But yeah, you can see it's adding crew quarters and fuel and so on to make up for the large amount of supplies that it needs to carry. It just does this automatically. So you need to think a bit about how long your crew is going to be out. After that period, the morale will begin to drop, everything happens worse, and they need shore leave. Or they need to find a ship with a recreation module. That's right, you can make kind of GSVs, I guess, from Ian Banks novels, you know, giant sort of city ships or space stations that people can take some time off at. You can see that this is huge and it requires a large amount of crew. We're not going to be doing this. What do we need to check on? We need to check on some sensors. Bam, there we go. And we need this engine, at least one of them. Alright, so if we have a look at the ship, it's going to be 2,000 tons, almost exactly. That's with this deployment time. It could operate for, how many years is that? Well, 20-ish years. And it could travel in that time 32 billion kilometers. Now, we don't really need it to travel that. I mean, it goes so slowly that if it, you know, I think the Sol system is what, 20 billion across approximately. Oh no, 9 billion, 10 billion across. Okay, so it could go, you know, out and back, but that would take what, 2 decades. We probably won't be operating the ship for that long. I think in that time we'll have better technology, so most of the time it's going to be spent around this. So let's say it what, 3 billion a couple of times, so 10% of 10% of that, so 10%, like that's 10% of its total range, so 10% of 20 years is 2 years, so 24 months. Sounds good. That modified our fuel slightly. We could slap another engine on. I think that would take it over our slip. Yeah, that would take it over our slipway capacity. And it's not really going to increase the speed that much. So this is going to go 46 kilometers a second. Pretty fast compared to anything that humans have done. Pretty slow in distant, almost a Distant Worlds universe. I've got that game on my mind playing this. Aurora terms. So we've made the ship. We've given it a name. It's a thing. Now let's build it. Shipyards. Yes, good. We did add the capacity. Add a new shipyard task. Well, first we want to refit to... Did I not make that? Retool for selected class. We want to retool to the Whisker. Normally this would take time and resources, but the first one is free. I think it's kind of modeling that this was built with that in mind. So, boom. Now we can construct these. So we're going to make the Whisker. Create default name. It's going to go into that task group. This is what it'll cost. And that's its build cost. Boom. Which I'm pretty sure build cost is just the sum of all of the minerals. I'm not actually sure how quickly a shipyard builds things. Modified rate. This is presumably it. So it will do this in half a year, I want to say. Oh, yes. Perfect. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Oh, this is exciting. Our first ship. I might just zoom in a little. All right, the Whisker. Just had a brain fart, sorry. The Whisker class was built on Space Earth and assigned to the Shipyard Task Group. What is the Shipyard Task Group? Well, if we go into, this is like Fleets task groups. Task groups are, I mean, most games like in Stellaris or Distant Worlds Universe, they'd sort of be fleets. But I think they're considerably more complex because you can, you can have like superior formations and you can set all this like battle order stuff. So I think it's possible to kind of have like a fleet that then sort of has a specialized team of officers assigned to it that then, inside that has kind of smaller fleets that operate together. So you might have like your, close kind of attack frigates or whatever, in one group together because you want them to sort of stay in formation or whatever. Meanwhile, like artillery ships stay in the back. I don't know. I haven't really got that far. But firstly, we need to pop this guy into a new task group. Whoops. Oh yes, apparently people on the wiki say that rename your shipyard task groups with a space in the front so they always show up on top of the list because you use them a lot. Let us pop this guy out into its own little task group. Now we have the Whisker in a task group. We're going to give it some orders. So default orders, there's actually a magic button for survey ships. Boom, it's a geo-survey ship. Default order is to survey the next 5 system bodies. This is just here. You can have secondary orders. So you could say like survey all planets and then secondarily survey all asteroids. We'll just do bodies, that's fine. But we will give it a few special orders first because planets and comets usually have better resources than asteroids. Asteroids and comets tend to have very high accessibility. Asteroids usually have just like 1 or 2. Comets have very small amounts. I think asteroids do too. Planets tend to have a fair bit more. Fuel, if we're less than 50%, so if we're at least, the worst case scenario is half of our range. Given how close it is, let's turn that down because it's never actually going to go like halfway out of the galaxy. It'll probably never refuel in its operational lifetime. But that will be refuel at colony or tanker. All right, let's give it some special orders. So if let's just zoom into Space Earth. Space Earth, of course, has Luna, the moon. So why don't we start with that? Where were we? Task groups. Luna. We want to show moons. I don't know why Luna shows up under Venus. I think it's because colonies get thrown to the top of the list and that messes with this sorting order. I think the C# thing is going to fix this. We're going to... Oh, we've got the wrong task group selected. I was like, where's my survey order? Well, there's nothing in the shipyard task group that can. We're going to geologically survey Luna. Nope, we're not going to do that. Remove. Geologically survey Luna. Then we will geologically survey Venus. Then we will geologically survey Mercury. And then it can just do whatever it likes. Alright. How are we going research-wise? That was all good. Nothing interesting happening there. How is our construction on Earth going? Yeah, so I think this has got a little closer. We've built a few, and we can see that our construction rate has improved, and so has our mining rate. We are producing a little bit more. All right. Let's go. Let's just take a 5-day turn. Right. Yeah. Cause everything orbits. Space Earth. Just snap me to it. So the GEV, the Geological Survey Vessel, Whisker, is surveying the moon. It needs 55. I think it gets 1 an hour or something. So we should... Yeah, it finished. Where is it now? It's heading off to Venus. So, did we find anything? Minerals located? Ooh, yes. Oh, fantastic. Because we're probably going to colonize the moon. Let's talk about colonizing the moon. Oh, this is great. Okay, so that's a lot of uranium. So you know how I was whinging last episode? I was whinging about what was on Earth and its crappy accessibility. Like there just wasn't very much. And I mean, uranium accessibility was okay, but these were all really bad. Well, if we look at the moon system view, I want to say, will show us everything. This takes ages to open. And we could also find it in this list, but it's going to be sorted in a strange place. Did I get a system view? I did not get a system view. There we go. Yeah, so we can see some information about Luna. So it doesn't have an atmosphere. Its colony cost is ×2. This is that like suitability thing. So the reason it's ×2 is because there's no toxic gas in the atmosphere. There is in fact none. Toxic gas would make it like ×8 or something. Its gravity is within the range that we tolerate. So this is up here. We have a min gravity of 0.1. Well, this is above that. And its temperature, it is too cold. Yeah, quite a bit. So we could terraform it. That'd be cool. And we might. It might be easier to start with Mars, though. Mars is a bit warmer. It has a bit more of an atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, not much more, actually. It's probably about equivalent. So that's cool. If we look here, pardon me, there's an M for minerals, and oh, that's fantastic. So that's almost as good as accessibility as Earth, and that is a billion. Sorry, a million. Neutronium, whatever, titanium. I guess that's actually not that great. I kind of just got excited. So what, 1.5? Oh, it's over 2. What, it's 2.1? No, God, I can't do maths. 2.2. That's okay. Yeah, you know, I mean, we're going to colonize it anyway, and if we colonize it, we can mine it, and we can mine it with conventional mines, like not conventional mines, sorry, manned mines rather than automated mines, which are marginally more expensive. So that's pretty cool. How exciting is that? All right, center on the soul, and we will just keep going. All right, we're surveying Venus. Oh, we found some stuff on Venus. Titanium. Oh, whoa. Oh, Venus is rubbish. We're not going to mine Venus. Oh, Whipple is a comet. So yeah, pretty good accessibility. And we didn't find minerals on Mercury. Oh, maybe we'll find some on Mars. Maybe. What did we get? Enki. Is that a comet? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so comets are usually pretty reliable. But yeah, they don't have a huge spread. I mean, it's not very much. Damn, I'm a little bitter about Venus. Like, it has a lot. Basically inaccessible. I mean, if we got desperate, we could mine it. Although I don't think any of those resources are hugely important. Anyway, we got better construction rate. So we need to queue up something. I think now we might want to... Oh, we got a few new scientists, one in defensive systems. Because we want to kind of level people up a bit, I'm going to... People level up faster if they're working on something. I'm going to just kind of give the scientists that we're actually going to want, like, a project. Power and propulsion... You will have a serious project because we want, I think, to get to the next level of engines. So we want the water reactor, and then I guess bioengineetics. What else would we want to research? So I guess I'm kind of interpreting this like research point cost as kind of like the tiers. So there's some... Fighter production is kind of irrelevant for us. Fuel production also irrelevant right now. We could get mining, the tier. We could get this, which would make our shipyards work a little better. Maybe. Otherwise, in biology, I mean... So I think this allows us to make new races to live on different worlds. Maybe that'll be relevant once we start jumping to new systems. Terraforming's pretty cool. Can I make terraforming installations, or do I need to research them? I can, but this would, this would let, keep failing. This would let us put it on ships, so we could make terraforming ships. And that's, you can move installations around, but they're huge and it's a bit of a pain. Having a fleet that goes around, a bit more convenient, but it uses, I guess you've got the overhead of all the extra parts on the ship, and it's going to use a bunch of, you know, extra stuff just because you, of fuel, which, you know, could be kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think we're going to do the... Oh, yeah. That's tempting. Okay, you know what? Because terraforming is exciting, we're just going to keep leveling you up. No, not 9 facilities, 1. We're going to give you that just so you can keep working. And the rest of our factories, our research facilities, Elizabeth, you are going to be heading pressurized water reactor research. Yay! Cool. So industry is churning along. After we finish this, we'll do a military academy. Don't think our shipyards need to do anything else. We could build another little whisker. Don't know if it's necessary. Who is captaining the whisker? I think we can... I might be blind. Ah, Nathan Moran. Cool. Yeah, I guess we will keep going, 30 days at a time. Well, we're out there in the asteroid field. Oh, we finished pressurized water reactor. Yes, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So with that, we're going to do the next engine, which is a hell of a lot faster. So this is 5 power per hull size of engine. I think our other one, it has 5 EP if we look at our racial tech. It's size 25 and it has 2.5 power, so it's 0.1. So we're going to be well an order of magnitude faster, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, we want to get that in the works. Power and propulsion, nuclear thermal engine. Yes, that's the next reactor tech. Oh, we have a construction and production person. So sorry, Elizabeth, you're going to be managing slightly fewer labs because we absolutely need to level you up. Now you can only handle 5 labs and you only have a 10% bonus, but construction and production is so important. We really need to be able to tech up in this tree, since we've got so much to build. You know, we've got all this industry we need to fabricate. We're going to want to make more shipyards. We're probably going to make some terraforming installations. All right, so yes, you get started on that, and that will hopefully, well, I mean, how long is that going to take to finish? Oh, ages. You know, we might give you more labs. For now, you'll just kind of churn away and get a little bit better. Has anyone actually skilled up? Some... I don't know about our scientists. Oh well. Alright. Let's keep on going. Yeah, let's keep on going. 5 days at a time. I just think it's a bit fun. We can do larger chunks. The turns will go a bit faster. But it's fun to watch this guy. If he scans an asteroid and it has minerals, it'll actually pop up as visible because we've got that setting on. You know what? We might actually force a survey of Mars. And in fact, before I forget, because we're definitely going to want to colonize it. What is this? I have no idea. There is a way to make a colony. I think you can right click on the body, but there is another, maybe it's in system view? Churn, come on. Oh, never ever write a big complicated thing in Visual Basic. I think the guy who made this, Steve, I think that's a huge part of the C# rewrite. Can we make a colony here? Add a colony. So this doesn't actually do anything except mark it as having a colony, which will let it show up in a list. We can, once we ship some infrastructure there, put people on the moon, and the private companies that we have, that shipping line, that they will make colony ships and ferry people across. We might need to research some transport modules. We'll probably want to make our own to kickstart things, but yeah, I think first we want to do a little bit more construction with our factories on Earth, and then we will build some infrastructure, I think, and ship it over to the moon, because it's nice and close, so the fact that we have garbage engines won't really matter. Anyway, we have a colony on the moon, and if we check it out, woo, yeah, there's no population here, and we'd need some infrastructure, so we would need 200 infrastructure per million space rats. We'll get on that, we'll get on that. Now, you're sort of incentivized to colonize because there will be trade between colonies that will generate you money, that will get you tax. Oh yeah, let's have a look at what they were actually doing. So I think very early on this was empty because we hadn't taken a turn. Wait, ancient artifacts? Oh, they don't produce any, they want them. What do we make that we could trade away? Construction materials, consumer electronics. I think they can actually make infrastructure, and then this is like real infrastructure which colonies can use, I think. We make a lot of machinery and a lot of recreational drugs. Space rats. Oh, they don't actually... Oh, they are using some. Yeah, space rats know how to party, but they want everybody else to party, so they're making heaps. I don't know, space wine, space weed. Oh, right. I suppose rat recreational drugs would look kind of similar to ours, given the similar neurology. Yes, so... Right. We were going to get the Whisker to survey Mars, just to see if there is anything on Mars. And can I bump you up? Is there like a reorder thing? I feel like there ought to be. Can't see it. Don't want to sort of spend ages here. So we'll just remove these orders. Whoops. And then tell it to survey Mars. Mars Geological Survey. There we go. Oh, cool. It gives you an ETA here. Alright. Let's do some auto turns. Oh, we found stuff on Mars. And yeah, so we can see here that crew morale is falling. So we've been deployed for 2 years. So we might bring them home. We're actually going to refit this ship with a new engine, I think, because we just finished that research. So that's excellent timing. All right, let's bring you home. Sorry for missing your, your shore leave time, but thank you very much, Nathan Moran, for your noble rat service. Let us cancel these special orders so you don't just run away once we order you back to Earth. And Space Earth. Oh, let's remove all. Space Earth, we want to... I'm not sure the difference between move to, extended orbit, and what picket is. I had a bit of a look on the wiki. I didn't find anything. If you do know what these things are, please tell me. I would really, really like to know. I don't know if it's just for organization's sake. Like, when you see the orders that something has, you're like, oh yeah, I wanted it to go to that planet and stay there for a while. Or if there's actually a gameplay reason. Anyway, you're going to orbit around Earth. And we are going to start some research projects. So I think we left off last time about in a similar place where we are. So let's create an engine. You can also get that way, I think, from design tech. Yeah, here we go. So there's many ways to get to these things. There's also hotkeys, loads of them. I'm one of those terrible clicking people when it comes to GUIs. All right, it was an engine that we wanted to make. And I think for the simplicity of the refit, because, why build the rest of everything else again? We will keep everything the same size. It'll be pretty damn fast. So who was our last? Do you think, engines? Do you think Slater Fox Research Inc. Still kind of doing this? Yeah, I think so. They're the dominant rat production force. So can I copy? Aha, wonderful. All right, so we're going to copy that, Slater Fox Research Inc. And this is a, yeah, so what do we have? A 2.5 EP one? This is 62.5. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. So much faster. And I think we'll make about 3 of these ships, because if we remember, let's just make this boom. If we remember, display 2, there are a lot of asteroids. And I kind of want to get the solar system surveyed so we can just kind of tick that off, bring people home, and decide what we're going to do, in terms of what we're going to mine, and then focus on sending things through jump points, which, let's talk about jump points. Are they showing up? Yeah, these numbered things, these are places where like a jump to another system could show up. So there's a lot of them, 28, 30, but only, what did we say at the beginning, 6 will actually be connections to other systems. We don't know which ones. We're going to need a couple of special pieces of technology to actually make use of that, and we'll get there in the future. For now, we've got that research project, so we should have some free labs, power and propulsion. Lizzie Bray, can I rename you? No. Ooh. But we can rename... No, I won't do it. I'm not going to call it Space Luna. That would be dumb. We can probably rename her. It's sort of an Australian thing that we don't actually use anybody's real name, because that would be respectful or something. So, Elizabeth Bray, can I rename you? Rename! Yeah! Lizzie Bray. Boom. We've got some... You gotta give her a nickname. She's doing well. Alright, so, ignoring that distraction, we want to make... Pardon me. Oh, not quite used to talking this much. Yeah, we want to research this, so this won't take very long at all. So yes, and do we want to, after that, do we want to keep working on power and propulsion? I think we might. Why am I researching shields? That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, I think I queued the wrong thing. I wanted to queue, because I wanted to train and geranium armor. The way armor works, apparently there's tutorial 4. The way armor works is a bit interesting. We can actually show it really quickly. Ships, there's an armor, yeah. So ships have like a circumference, kind of, as if they were, like it's modeled as if they were a sphere. Each of these has armor chunks. When stuff hits, it'll do damage in a certain pattern, like missiles are like boom, 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 then one down, lasers tunnel through, and so on. And then that's like destroyed. So the bigger the ship, the more armor sections, and each of these has a certain weight and material cost. And you can also add more layers, so it takes more shots in the same place to get through to your internal systems where damage will be done. If we research and you kind of armor, all it does is it doesn't make these require more hits. It just means that like you need less material, so ships in effect become lighter. And so we don't have anyone to fight, but we do have to carry a bunch of armor around our freighters and stuff, because we need to keep the space in the space and the people in the inside space. So we're always going to be doing that, and we may as well try to make it a little light. So we've got our orders, we've got our research. We are still building factories. This is getting closer and closer to being done. All right, I think we're going to leave off there, and next episode we'll design the new Whisker, the Whisker Mark II, and we will send it off to explore, and we will also build a couple more. Alrighty, I'll see you then.